Hey everyone, Andy Raffel from eTeknix.com, and you may remember that we used to do a series called What's in the Box. Guess what? It's back, and so is the trusty knife. Let's do this. Cool off with Cougar's Helor 240mm liquid cooling AIO. With a built-in flow meter and a blinding amount of addressable RGB, it's the perfect solution for powerful CPU cooling with astounding visuals. Check out the link in the description to find out more. So, as I mentioned, the What's in the Box series is back because I get a lot of deliveries, and luckily things have quietened down a little bit since all these launches from Intel with Z490, AMD with B550. Go and check them videos out. Really, really good stuff. But I thought I'd kind of bring it back and, show you guys what's coming in so you kind of know what's to come in the future. As I mentioned, I've got my trusty knife. I swear I'm never ever gonna get rid of this thing. But let's start with the first one. So the first package up is from Deepcool. It's the MF120 GT. So it's a pack of 3 fans by the looks of it. LED fans, RGB sync motherboard support, X shape. So it's kind of got this bracket on there. Looks a little bit like X-Men. We can open it up and have a quick look inside. So it looks like you get a little box on top, which I'm guessing is going to have some kind of controller, cables, all that kind of good stuff. You've got your fan fitting screws. You've got the radiator screws as well. So they kind of know, that people might be using these with radiators. You get a little hub for all the fans as well, which can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fans. Yeah, pretty decent. Is it and it's SATA powered as well. So no Molex is here, and it looks like another hub over there. So maybe one is for, I think this one's for the RGB, and then this one's for the actual fan RPM itself. So looking at the fan itself, I've got to admit, I think it looks a little bit cheap compared to what I've seen from Deepcool in the past. It just, I don't know, a little bit on the cheap side. Everything's very plasticky. You have got kind of this open sort of side here and then the X side on this side, but everything's just, well, plastic. I don't know pricing on this yet, so maybe there's a reason why it's coming in a little bit cheaper, but we will find out, and we will have some content based around these fans very, very soon. So next up, I have a box from, so this is actually from a friend of mine, Michael Shepherd, who runs To The Wire Mods. Now, what they actually do is they make cables. A little bit like this. So this is a set of cables that is for a build I'm doing in conjunction with Fractal. And what that's actually going to consist of is a custom loop. I've put pictures and stuff up on social media, so you've probably already seen it. If you haven't, go and check out sort of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere. But he sent me a blue SATA cable, which looks quite nice. So that's definitely going to look nice in this build. And inside here is actually something that I sent him. I'm going to admit, I'm not the greatest when it comes to modding and things like that, so I sent him over a pump that I've got for a reservoir, and what he's done is actually sleeved it up for me. He changed the connectors from white to black, so it just looks a little bit neater and tidier, because for some reason, every manufacturer of pump out there, admittedly they all are made by Liang or other brands, they all come with kind of mustard coloured cables, so this looks, God, just so much better. Next up, I'm guessing this one's from MSI because, well, it's got MSI tape all over it and it says MSI on it. So this is a graphics card. Pretty big box considering for a graphics card, so it'd be interesting to see what one it is. But we have the MSI Gaming X Edition, Radeon RX 5600 XT. It's got some weight to it. So Gaming X models generally are kind of the top spec. For MSI, obviously, as you go sort of further up the line with like 2080 Ti and stuff, you do end up with, slightly high specs, so there's Lightning Z models and things like that. But for the most part, Gaming X is going to be the top tier one. Being AMD as well, I do kind of like that MSI did this. They actually put the kind of red around the fans. I kind of like it in the fact that, it's representing AMD, but it does dictate to you as to what kind of color scheme or what theme you want to go with your build. Overall though, 5600 XT is a pretty decent card, so it'd be interesting to see exactly how this one performs, because we have tested a few in the past, including one from Asus, Gigabyte, I think we've had Power Color, I think we may have even had Sapphire as well. So this, I believe, is the first MSI 5600 XT we're going to be testing. Next up we have, this one's from ASRock, and I'm guessing this is actually a board that arrived a little bit late. Thank you, UPS. I was waiting on some boards from ASRock, and this was one of them, which admittedly they sent it from their Taiwan office to their European headquarters, which is in the Netherlands. a little bit late. So consequently, it got shipped out a little bit late. But it was due to be here on a certain date, and then UPS delayed it because UPS have been delaying every single parcel that I've had for about the last month. So, box out the way, we have the B550 Tai Chi, which I've got to admit I'm in two minds about, purely from the fact of it's a Tai Chi, which I'm going to admit it just looks absolutely glorious. It's probably the most amazing looking motherboard that's ever existed. I love the Tai Chi Ultimate. We saw it on X570, we saw it on B450. We've seen it on, you know, Z390, Z490. We've seen it on pretty much every major chipset. But I'm a little bit kind of in two minds. It's B550. It's a high-end, amazing looking board on a mid-range chipset. And I said this on my B550 coverage the other day, that even with Gigabyte and Aorus, they had the B550 Master. It was just a bit, well, who's going to spend $300 on a Master motherboard? Because you could just, you know, on B550, because you could just be buying the X570 board instead, which is going to give you more features for around the same price, if not a little bit less. So I haven't actually checked pricing. I'd have to see what the B550 Tai Chi goes for. But either way, yeah, it's a little bit interesting. And lastly, I've got two boxes here from United Communications, which is actually the PR agency for AOC and Philips. And I know what these are because, well, I actually requested them. And what they are is two monitors, if you hadn't guessed. So we've got one here and one over here. And what they are is 28-inch monitors. So they're actually the G2 868PQU. Now, the reason I wanted these monitors is, and you've probably seen it in some of our videos, we do have monitors that, you know, we have to do testing for and stuff like that. And we reached out to AOC and said, look, our 4K monitors that we use for testing and for video purposes are getting a little bit tired and a little bit old. Can you send us a new one? So this is what we've got, the AOC G2 868PQU. So we've got two 28-inch monitors. I admit, I don't really know much about these. I said to AOC, we need some more monitors, we need some newer ones. Mainly ones that were a little bit lighter, because the original 4K monitors that we were using, which I believe are the predecessor to these, they're just so heavy. And that's purely because they're about 5 years old. And obviously panel technology has changed and things like that. So yeah, things have got a little bit better. But what we have here is 4K, of course, 1 millisecond response time, has USB 3.1 on the actual monitor, which is always nice because when we're doing videos and we want to try and have, you know, cables clean, tidy and everything, it's just nice having it kind of all come out from there. Other than that, I mean, it has FreeSync, so we could maybe do some testing with that as well. I'm not actually sure what the refresh rate is on these monitors. I'm guessing 75 Hertz. The box doesn't really say much to us, apart from the fact that we should have two. Luckily, we have two. So there you go, guys. I'm gonna kind of leave it there, you know. Nice to kind of do this series again, the whole what's in the box. Let me know in the comments section what you think. Do you like these kind of what's in the box, showing you, you know, the stuff that's coming in, so you know, I guess, what content is coming in the kind of later weeks, you know, after this video is launched. We've got a lot of work to do, as you can see. We've got a lot of projects coming up that are going to be really, really interesting. We're doing some kind of outside the box type stuff, as well as some conventional stuff as well. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy that and appreciate, yeah, the hard work that we're putting into it. Other than that, let me know in the comment section below what you think of this video, and remember to check out our Patreon and also our merch store, which the links are in the description below if you fancy supporting us. We would appreciate that ever so much. And I will see you in the next video. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.